And now for some more complex rational equations, more advanced ones, okay? So your practice is going to be on delta math for this. And here's the first example that I came across. So I've got 1 over x minus 2 plus 9 equals 2 over x squared minus 2x. Now, the only thing that makes this equation different is that you probably want to factor this denominator to really see if it has any common factors, all right? And when I factored x squared minus 2x, I got x times x minus 2. But I'm really going to follow the same process. I'm going to multiply x times x minus 2 to the entire equation, right? If I wouldn't have looked at this carefully, I might have ended up only multiplying x minus 2 to everything, and that would not have canceled this factor of x in the right side of the equation. So it might seem a little complex, but you're going to multiply by this entire expression, x times x minus 2. And I'm just going to leave it factored like that, all right? So I do that, all right? I multiply x times x minus 2 to my original fraction, all right, which is going to cancel out my x minus 2's, all right? Notice what is left, just an x. And I'm going to multiply x times x minus 2 to my 9, all right? And on the right side, I'm going to multiply my x times x minus 2 to x squared minus 2x, which is x over x minus 2. I just didn't simplify, didn't factor it right there. So that cancels out. All right. And really, math practice number 6, attend to precision. You just have to be really careful when you're doing this. Careful what you cancel, careful what remains. So I need to keep this x, and I'm adding 9 times x minus 2, and all that is equal to 2. So I'm going to clean this up. And I took I did this rather quickly right here. And I ended up with 9x squared minus 18x plus x equals 2, and I set that equal to 0 because this is a quadratic equation. All right. Now, if factoring right here drives you nuts because your a value is 9, then you could go on and use the quadratic formula to find the two solutions. I chose to factor. All right. You can use a box, and I found that the factors were 9x plus 1 and x minus 2. All right. I set both of those equal to 0, and I find my two solutions, which are x equals 2 and x equals negative 1/9, all right, which came from this factor, all right? X equals 2 is not going to work out because it is a discontinuity, all right? So it is extraneous. So your only solution right here is going to be x equals negative 1/9. Again, Desmos will tell you that the original answer was negative 0.11111, repeating, that's negative 1/9. But you need to know the algebraic process using quadratic equations. All right, so that's that. And let's look at our second example for today. All right, your second example is a level 4 example. And it is sort of more of the same, more complex equation, all right? Because what I have right here is more expressions to factor, right? In this case, we're not factoring just by GCF. We are factoring a quadratic trinomial, right? So you see that these topics, they keep reappearing. So I factor, no big deal. That's x minus 9 times x minus 3. I notice that I have an x minus 9 on this side. So I'm going to multiply by x minus 9 times x minus 3. I'm going to multiply by this whole denominator. Again, I don't want to catch myself only multiplying by x minus 9 because that'll fix the right side, but the left side will still have an x minus 3 and a denominator. And I want to get rid of all fractions. So I multiply everything by x minus 9 times x minus 3, which means I multiply the 1. I multiply the first fraction by x minus 9 over x minus 3, and I multiply the fraction on the right side by x minus 9 over x minus 3. And quite a bit of canceling is going to happen, all right? On this first fraction, I'm going to cancel out my x minus 9s. Notice that the x minus 3 remains. And on this second fraction, I'm going to cancel out this entire denominator, all right, with x minus 9 and x minus 3. All right, so let's see what remains, all right? And you have to be real careful. What remains is, well, you just had a 1 right here. Okay, you just had well, not a 1. You have x minus 9 times x minus 3, which you can remember is x squared minus 12x plus 27. And then I double the value, the expression x minus 3, so I get 2x minus 6. On the right side, all that remains is x plus 3. All right, and I continue going right here. I am going to clean this up to be a quadratic equation set equals 0. Follow that up with factoring. Solve for the zeros, which are 9 and 2. Notice that 9 is a discontinuity, meaning that 2 is the only solution. I would still verify that 2 is a solution, and I did that in these couple of cells. The only solution is x equals 2. Voila.